Alright, it's dark and it's cold. Sounds like the perfect place to make a video. So, for people that have been following for a while, you'll notice that I switched to disc brakes. And they're awesome. And I like them because I don't have to clean them out and I don't have to adjust them. But one of the issues I was running into was figuring out an emergency brake cable, because the stock one doesn't fit on that little nub, and the ones from the Grand Cherokee I harvested the discs off were way too short. I don't remember if I still have them laying around in the pile of scrap, but just know that they weren't long enough and they didn't fit. So, the only place that I could really find ones that seemed to be of working condition were from Terraflex. Terraflex makes a disc brake swap kit, and you can buy the cables separately. Now, on their thing or whatever, they specifically mention that they only, like the cables they sell, only work on their kits. Now, I was able to find a size that worked for mine. It wasn't close to easy. So I'll see if I can't find the picture that they have to show the different lengths. But I'll have everything laid out in the description so that you can compare and take a look and stuff like that. But the important part is that we have this little hook on here, and we got the spring, and then on the other end is like a ball looking thing. So, now that they're installed, let's go put them on. Okay, so here we have our line. It's nice and dark out, so Mike would approve of this. These springs, for some reason, stick out really far, and I can't get the damn thing to go where it needs to, because this is like as far forward as I can get it, and it doesn't quite reach. Because that spring's so damn long, when it was connected, it was bowing out pretty far. So I don't know if this is going to work. It's a little long. It's a little long. There's a bit of a bend that needs to get taken care of, but I should be able to put it there, and then we'll be okay. But yeah, we're going to put a zip tie here to pull down on that spring and hold it, so we have the pull that we need to put our bracket on. If you don't remember what the bracket looks like, it looks like this thing. It's got the little holes and the stuff and the doodad things. So you put it in there and you do the twist and shout, and, well, you know, all that good stuff. Okay, so this is how that bracket sits in there. Just kind of swings into place. So we're close, but not quite. I feel like I was closer before. I'll have to dig around with it, see if I can't pull these out some. I don't know if this is going to work. But we are going to route this over top of the exhaust. And like so. I don't know. Okay. So this was very tricky. I needed one zip tie on each side, and then I needed one down the center to hold it all in place, because otherwise it just sprung to one side or the other. That is a pain in the ass. So hopefully now that it's sucked down that far, I can actually hook it up. Because now we should have a little extra room over here to do what we need to. Let's hope this works. Alright, that might be just enough to get that on there. I don't know. Hopefully after it's screwed down it still fucking works. Oh my fucking god. The amount of difficulty in pulling all this other bullshit to get that fucking thing on there. What a bitch. So pro tip, if this is under tension and this is in here, you can't get the bend you need to get that fucking thing on there. You'd think it would just go on, but it doesn't. Not even close. Holy crap. So I had to back off that nut as much as I could before it almost fell off. I had to put a zip tie back on this spring to take some of the tension off that side. I had to take this side out completely, hook that on, and then pull this back and get it on there. Oh my fucking god. The tension, man, the tension. The suspense is killing me. So I don't know if the shit's gonna cause this to drag or not. I don't know. I almost don't care. Oh my god. What a bitch. Zip ties, though, if you get them just right, they can save your life. Okay, so when it's all unclipped, should be looking something like that. And we got it zip tied and up out of the way from hot things. So we're not resting on the muffler or anything like that. We're not getting chewed up by the sides of the tires or anything like that. I don't know if it'd be better to zip tie it to something or other. I don't know. I'll have to see what wears. I'm sure I need some more zip ties. I always can use more zip ties, but alright, that'll do us for now. So let's see if our brakes don't drag all the time now. Okay, so once we got all our cables run, now we can adjust them. Now, on your stock system, the way that you would tighten up your lever is through this little guy over here. So what you do is you tighten this down, and that would put more tension on it so that you could get the right pull. Basically, you tighten that until the wheels are just about stiff. So that way when you pull, they start to activate. Because over here, basically on the older system, your regular drum brake, that was your emergency brake too. It had a little wire and some goofy things that pulled on the regular shoe in order to close it. So the first thing you'd want to do is pop this off and make sure that your drum brakes in general were adjusted and tight. And then once you knew that was good, then you could come over to this guy and tighten this up. And this was just for the cable. So that way you'd basically tighten this until it was almost like dragging, and then you'd be good. Now, on our system, since we have two adjusters, we have one just for the emergency brake, and we got this. We're going to, I guess, tighten this until, I don't know if you want to have it just for tension or what, but basically we want that kind of as far back as we can get it. So I might actually loosen mine back up a lot. And all the adjustment you want to do in here. So you want to get it really tight in here, so that way, as long as that's all the way forward, now you got all that extra pull room. So it's kind of a balance. But what we're going to do is we're going to pop this little rubber guy out, and we're going to just spin our star adjuster until our tires basically don't move. So let's do that. On your regular drum brakes, these ones were both the same direction. So I forget which one had to go where. But basically, you're going to look for your little star over here. It's really hard to see on mine, but on yours it'll usually be on the middle if it's just drum brakes. But you just take a screwdriver, like a flathead, and you just push it down, and you keep spinning it. Now if you've not done this in a while, it might be seized and might not move at all, and you might have to take the whole assembly apart and get it free and moving again. But basically what you're doing is by spinning that star, you're extending that thing because it's on a screw, and that pushes the drums, it pushes the shoe closer to the drum. Now, I forget which way these things are supposed to go. I think I spin this star down. I know on these ZJ disc brakes, these are opposite because the stars are both on the same side. So if you're pushing this one down, the other one has to get pushed up. But I think on the regular XJ drum brakes, they were both the same way. They were either both up or both down. So, yeah, you just keep doing this. Okay, so now we've tightened it to the point where it takes a lot of force to spin it. But that's about where you want it. Maybe a little looser, it's hard to tell. But just kind of play with it. Just pull the handle and see about how tight you want it. Because that way, if you keep it tight in the beginning, as it slowly loosens up, you'll have to pull your hand farther and farther back, but at least you'll still have an emergency brake. Again, it's basically a lot of just playing around, but eventually you'll get a spot where you like it. And then once you're done, you can just put the little rubber cap back in and you're done. Now, obviously, in order to spin the wheel, I have the axle jacked up just so I can spin it and test. Because if you do it with the tire on the ground, you'll never know how tight it is. So it really helps to be able to spin the wheel and tell. So if you did it right, now even though that was as tight as it is, look, it still goes up halfway, which I think is amazing. So we're just a little sort of kind of dangerous, but we're inside the car. So we're going to start it up. We're going to keep our foot on the brake, put it in drive, and let the wheels spin, and just see how much it takes to slow this down. Okay, so you can see that tire over there, and this tire over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to foot on the brake, put it in drive, and let go of the brake, See how that one's spinning? It was. And that one's spinning a lot. So I might have tightened that one a little too much. I might have to loosen it up just a little. So, but what we do is we keep pulling this. Okay. So at about 3 clicks, oh, you'll like this. Now the right side's moving. So 3 clicks, the left stops, and then the right goes. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now that's pretty much locked. So it seems like I noticed that there's a lot of mud and stuff in the right tire. So even though I guess initially it doesn't spin, it kind of starts spinning like, I don't know, dude. It's a pain, but you can kind of just play with it, and I guess that's okay. So if we pull this up as far as we can, give it a little gas, just a little bit. That's not bad. Let me see if that other one's spinning though. Yeah, that one gives first. And this one doesn't. Yeah. So that's kind of annoying. But that's about how you adjust them. Alright, so first, let's see our regular rolling resistance. We can still idle along. It's not bad. You can definitely feel a little bit though. So if we go just a little bit, that's like a 10, we let off. Yeah, you can feel it drag a little bit. So here's the other test. Coming up to a stop sign. Let's not hit any cars here. And pull the trigger. So that's pulled basically all the way. It stops you, excuse you, but not very well. So I don't know if it needs like a longer throw or something like that, or I don't know. Again, bigger tires, all kinds of stuff like that. Lots of extra weight. So we'll see if it lasts or not. But I guess that's how you put some Terraflex disc brake cables on a XJ Cherokee and kind of adjust your brakes.